Hey, this is Shan for Different Skill, and I'm bringing you my deck profile for Nubatama. Yeah, Nubatama, and it's about time. So I finally got all the cards, so I don't want to use proxies, because I think proxies look really ugly. And as you noticed, I have 3 mats, and I will tell you why. Because it is mat season again, and I have ordered 42 mats, or 41 mats. And I'm not saying you guys should, but it'd be cool if you guys ordered some too. It doesn't help me in any way. I'm just, my mat friend is back in business. He's rolling. He's got a cool new website. Link in the description box below, or however they say that. And yeah, the mats are getting cheaper and cheaper. So if you guys want a nice custom mat like this, yeah, go right for it. But don't steal my Flounder mat. It's my mat, so go away. Okay, so first for grade 3s, I'm playing 3 of the Break Ride. I'm not gonna try to say the names of most of these cards because they're all really weird. So I hope this is bright enough for you guys. Actually, it's kind of hard to see that card just because it's just really dark. So let's hope it gets better. So this card is a Break Ride. Yes, it's really hard to see because if I go in the light, there's glare, and if I don't, you just can't see it. But trust me, it's a Break Ride. So when you ride a grade 3 over this and you're 4 damage, plus 10,000 to your Vanguard, and your opponent takes a card from his hand and discards it, and takes 1 card from the hand and binds it. Now this card is a very key part of the deck, so I'll put it out here. As break rides go, it's pretty good. It doesn't cost you any extra cards. It pays for itself immediately with 10k, and they discard a card. So, very good card. Put them up here with Flounder. I'm playing 2 of the Lawkeeper lookalike. 11k, level 3. Oh my god, it is dark. Ugh, whatever. Hope you guys can see this properly, actually. Yeah, it looks pretty proper. Okay, never mind. It's just the angle that I was in before. Let's put it here. It seems to be nice here. Okay. So, this card is a 11k, limit break 4, counterblast 1. When this unit declares an attack, you may lock all your opponent's rear guards, and this card gains plus 10k if 3 or more rear guards were locked. And he has a second ability. You can counterblast 1 to give it 2k. That's really irrelevant. Generally, it means that if you break ride, you can attack and use this counterblast, and attack for 31 without a boost, which is often enough to kill someone if they don't have a perfect guard. So yeah. Now I'm only playing 2 because I need room for my other grade 3s, which is the old school 3 Stealth Dragon Voidmaster. Stealth Dragon? Stealth Dragon. Voidmaster. So Voidmaster is a level 3 9k, so it's one of the first grade 3s ever printed. So it has a little bits of flaws to it. As a grade 3, it should have 11k, of course, but his effect is when you declare an attack and you have more cards than your opponent, and if this card is in the Vanguard circle, it gains plus 3k, so attacks are 12k. Card is really irrelevant. If you ride as your Vanguard, you're probably dying. So, yeah. His second ability is a Vanguard Rearguard effect. If you attack your opponent's Vanguard, I believe, or is it Vanguard Rearguard? I'm pretty sure it's only Vanguard. And you hit, if you have less cards in your hand than your opponent, then you may counterblast 1. If so, they discard a card. So this card is very good to keep the pressure on, and in general, it's just a solid grade 3. It feels like the Palamedes of a deck, where you have a grade 3 that you don't want to ride, but it's pretty good in the rear guard zone. Put them up there. My grade 2s, I have 4 of the 10k vanilla. This is actually different than what I actually would like. I'll explain to you guys what I would like later, because at first the translations weren't proper, so I didn't know what some other cards did. So, for this guy, 10Ks are pretty solid. If in my actual build, I would only play 3, and I'll explain to you why later. 4 of this guy, he is quite a powerhouse. When a card is bound, when one of your opponent's cards are bound, this card gains 2k. So, essentially, if you attack with the Lawkeeper guy and you bind his whole field, if you bind 5 cards, he gains 10k. Very powerful. I would only play 3 of this as well, and I'll explain to you in a sec. And I play 1 of this Tagahane, Stealth Beast Tamagahane, anything. Stealth Beast Bear. Tenki Bear Tenki. Anyways, so when you play this card, you may select 1 of your opponent's rear guards and bind it face up. At the end of turn, they get to return it back to their hand. So, instead of these 2, I would play 2 more bears, because at the beginning, this translated as when this card when this card enters the battlefield, you can bind a card from your opponent's front row, and that makes it a lot worse, but it's not. So mainly you can use this to pick off their starter, especially against something like Nova Grapplers, where it's fairly important, or like or you kill a Lincho so it doesn't kill your guy. That's basically what it does. So I would play 3 of him, but right now I'm getting my 2 already because I learned that the effect was not as bad as I thought it was. So yeah, that's my grade 2 lineup. Don't think there's going to be much space around, but I will attempt to have it. You guys can probably not even see that, but 4 of the grade 1 AK, very standard. There's not much good grade 1s in this deck, so 4 of these is fine. 4 Stealth Dragon Void Dreadmaster. Now Dreadmaster is probably like one of the best cards in this deck. So Dreadmaster's effect is that if this unit boosts a Nubatama and it hits, if you have less cards than your opponent, you may counterblast 1 to discard a card. Now it's a booster similar to Voidmaster's effect, but booster is much better than Voidmaster because Voidmaster is a 9k. And also if you play this like if you go first, you ride grade 1, and you play this behind your Vanguard and you play some extra rear guards, you attack with it. If they block it, that's great. They can probably give it like 15k. If they gave 10 and then you hit them through a trigger and you still have less, they have to discard another card. So this is actually very good for early game. Basically, if you I'll explain the strats later, but yeah, this card is just very, very good. It's the main reason why I wanted to play this deck, because of this guy and another. Well, basically the set 1 cards. The set 13 cards didn't really amaze me at all. It's just that I like these guys. 3 perfect guards. Like I said, perfect guards, you only need 3 if you don't have much draw power, because you're just never gonna, like, if you don't have much draw power, you can't afford the cards in your hand. And also this deck has a neat interaction in the Guardian zone, so like in the guard step. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And I play 1 of this guy. He's okay. When you can counterblast 1, soul charge him, and take 1 of your opponent's cards in the hand and bind it face down. I think this only works if they have 3 or more cards. Yes, if they have 3 or more cards, you can do it. But yeah, so basically you can't strip away all their cards with it, or else it'd be too good. But anywho, so he's situational. That's why I only play 1. He's a 7k booster, so that's not ever too bad. So generally you want to open with the 8k, and this is all the grade 1s I'm playing because I'm playing a heck ton of grade 0s. So this is the grade 1 lineup. Now for the grade 0 starter, I play Stealth Beast Kuroko. Yes, I know his name. When he boosts into Nubatama and you hit the Vanguard, you may Soul Blast 1 and remove up to 2 cards in the bind zone and send them to the graveyard. Essentially, you pluck out cards from them. It's free advantage. Some people forget it sometimes, like it happens once in a while, but generally it's not really an effect. Because if you boost like Voidmaster with this, they'll be so focused sometimes on Voidmaster's effect that they forgot that you bound something randomly, like maybe played a bear, or use this guy's effect to bind all their rear guards, and then you can get some free cards off this. But generally, as a turn 2 play, so you go turn 1, you ride, you move this behind your Vanguard, turn 2 you play the bear and you attack. That's another way to do it. If they have 9k, it's really hard to block. So generally that's kind of what you do. In any other situation, if you didn't have the bear, you would move them to the side so you can play Dreadmaster behind your Vanguard ASAP, because that's quite nice when your Vanguard has such good pressure. Next, I'm playing 4 Stealth Beast Hakagure. So Stealth Beast Hakagure is the main, essentially it's like the main win condition of the deck. You stock up like 2 or 3 of these guys, and when your opponent has around, like, I don't know, because in this deck it's okay to sit on a break ride until the time is right, and the time is right very often. So if your opponent has like what, 5 cards after their draft check, 6 cards maybe, then you can, like, if you have, say you have 5 cards in your hand, you can guard with 3 of these. Even if they attack and you need 5k to block, you can guard for 30k. Counterblast 3. This effect triggers. Okay. I have 2 cards to your 5. Discard a card. Discard a card. Okay. Wait, no, there's 6 cards. Then there are 5 cards. Okay, this effect triggers. I have 2 cards to your 5 cards. You discard a card. This effect triggers. I have 2 cards to your 4 cards. You discard a card. Then you break ride. They discard 1, bind 1. They have 1 card in hand. Suddenly, they can't block. So mainly you can cheese your wins with this. You just go Hakagures, and then you bind, you break ride, and you kill them. So it's pretty cool how that works. And especially if you break ride onto this guy, he has no intercepts, so there's no fooling you. Like, it just happens, and then you just win. So aside from that, the triggers are pretty standard. You have rainbow triggers, as I heard someone call it. You have 4 of each. Draw triggers kind of are annoying a little bit of the time. It's not too bad. If I were to play with or without them, I would play with them because of how you need to find your Hakagure. Because this is much more important than having less cards in hand. If you have less cards in hand, generally you're losing, unless you make it happen yourself. So I would play these. Heals, of course you play heals. Don't be crazy. Stands, not so much. I'd probably play maybe 2, because Voidmasters, when you stand them, it's cool. Or if you stand this guy, and then he's already at this 19k, which is very, well, like, basically if you attack with this guy, and then you get a stand trigger after you use this guy's effect, because he has to attack for him to bind, it's not really worth it, because that's like living the dream. The dream is that you have like 2 of these guys, and you attack with one of them first, and then you attack with him, bind 5 guys or something, and then you attack with your second one of this guy for like 19, and then you get a stand trigger, you restand and attack for like 24. But that's really rare and probably will never happen. So it's not really worth running the stands. It's okay. I mean, I just treat it as plus 5k. The stand is really rare that it ever comes up, because I'm not used to only attacking with the side guy first. And crits are always good. So I'd play probably more crits, but I'd definitely keep the draws. So hope this deck profile wasn't too dark. If it is, I will redo it, and if not, hope you guys enjoyed it. And remember to, guys, check out isayaku.com, and I will put the description in the thingy below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.